So this story is one of the scariest ones that you guys have sent in to me. It's by a girl called Millie, and she prefaces the story with, "It's not too scary." I'll let you be the judge of this. Get comfy for this one and make sure the light's turned on. Just warning you. This all happened in my childhood house. A little backstory. My dad did a lot of ghost hunting as he's very spiritual and he can say he sensed things. Back in 2008 and 2009, we lived in a semi-detached house. It was just my mum, my dad and me, but all of my family lived on the same street. So just before we moved into the house, my auntie was getting the last little bits of the things out of the house of hers, as her and my uncle lived in it before us. As she was leaving, she decided to take a photo of herself as a little goodbye, and when she looked back at the photo, there was a hand covering her mouth. And she said it wasn't scary. Nobody really thought anything of it, as it was a new phone and they thought it could probably just be the lighting. I don't know if a light could do that. But let's say it was lighting, just so we can sleep at night. That was until we moved in the house. Within the first night, my dad said he could sense something. But whatever it was, wasn't inviting. But he just brushed it off, as nothing has happened yet. A few months passed, and I became very unsettled in my bedroom. The bedroom was at the back of the house. It was very cold and eerie, and my dad again could sense something in there. A couple of nights later, my mum put me in bed in the back bedroom and took a baby monitor downstairs with her, just in case. That's when they first heard something. She was sat down with my dad, just watching TV. When the baby monitor went off, it said, "Daddy, Daddy, where are you, Daddy?" It was a little boy's voice, but of course, I'm a girl, so my dad quickly flew up the stairs to see if anyone was up there. But no, there I was, fast asleep. So again, he just brushed it off, thinking it could have been picked up from somebody else's baby monitor in the area. The next night, it happened again. "Daddy, Daddy, where are you, Daddy? I can't find you." She said this wasn't scary. This happened almost every day, and my parents finally ended up putting me in their bedroom with them. One night, after a few weeks, my dad felt the bedroom door open, and he explained he saw a bright figure of a man coming into the room. The man went right up to my dad's face. My dad lay there, pretending to be asleep, with his eyes tight shut. He felt the thing trying to open his eyes. Luckily, my dad didn't open his eyes that night, I'll say. But again, this happened every night. This thing, whatever it was coming into the bedroom, telling him things about my mum that even my dad didn't know, until he asked about them. This creature knew everything, even that my mum was pregnant. And after this, my mum and dad found out that they were pregnant with my little brother. My mum decided to keep me in their bedroom for longer and just store my unborn brother's things in the back room. One day, me and my mum went back into the back room to get some clothes, as my stuff was also in there, when the door shut behind us. My mum tried opening the door, but we were locked in. It took my dad almost 30 minutes to open the door that day. A few months passed and these things were still happening. There was still something talking to my dad at night. But whatever was speaking to him made it clear it hated my mum, telling him all of the bad things that were happening was because of her. That night, my mum went into labour with my brother. He was born 6 weeks earlier than he should have been. Luckily, he was okay, and she brought him home. About 4 weeks had passed and my parents were heading to bed with me and my brother. And as they got up the stairs, my dad went with me to the bedroom and my mum needed to get ready for bed. Without even thinking, she put my brother in my old bedroom, the back bedroom. Just so for 2 minutes. She again took the baby monitor with her, and as she got into the bathroom, she heard scratching on the baby monitor, as if a cat had gotten in with my brother. She ran out of the bathroom to find my brother, blue in the face, with a hand covering his mouth. He wasn't breathing. Luckily, the paramedics, when they came, managed to bring him back. We moved straight away after this. Not long after, the house became derelict and eventually got knocked down. We still experience things now in our house, but whoever this one is a lot more friendlier. My brother is now 16. The amount of times I had to stop filming that because I was paranoid that something was in the room with me. It gave me the shivers. Stories don't really stay with me, but that one really did. Whatever this thing was, had it out for your family and your mum. Oh my God. What are your thoughts and theories on this story? I think it's terrifying. If you want me to read out your scary story, whether it's ghosts, aliens, weird, creepy people, something unknown, DM me, email me, or message me on the other app, and I'll read your story out. That's left me with the creeps. Oh my God.
People are theorizing that there is a waffle unaliver running around in Austin, Texas since last year. Waffle unaliver is a term I made up to not catch a TikTok charge, but basically 7 people have been found unalived in Lady Bird Lake in Austin, Texas. And officially all of these unalives have been ruled as accidents. But I got an email from a guy I'm gonna call Walter who said he potentially had a run-in with this waffle unaliver. Walter's best friend has some family in Austin and is gonna go to visit. And he asked Walter if he wants to go, and Walter's like, yeah, why not? Like, I love good barbecue. So a few days before they go, Walter finds out about all of these accidents in Lady Bird Lake, but he's like, well, we'll just avoid that area. Towards the end of the trip, Walter and his friend made plans with Walter's friend's cousin to have dinner with her and her husband at this restaurant that they loved and were excited to show off. They look up the restaurant and it's on Lady Bird Lake. It's like a block away, but it's in the same area. But it's Walter is a guy and his friend is a girl. And they're just like, well, we're not exactly easy targets for this waffle unaliver. So they just decide to go anyway. They go, dinner's great. They have some drinks. They're leaving. I don't know what restaurant they went to, but he said it's extremely popular in the area because the food is so good. So when they got there, they actually had to park a few blocks away because it was just popping. They end dinner, say goodbye to Walter's friend's cousins, and they start walking back to the car. At this point, it's dark out, and he said it was very eerie. He said on the entire walk back to the car, he just had this feeling like they were being watched, but they're about 100 feet away from the car, and he hears footsteps on the other side of the street. So he looks over. They don't see anybody because it's dark on that side of the street. There's no street light. So he looks at his friend. He's like, do you hear that? She's like, yeah. They both quicken their pace a little bit to get closer to the car. As soon as they pick up the pace, they hear the footsteps pick up the pace as well from the other side of the street. And this time they're accompanied by like a jingling sound, like somebody has their keys on them. So they look over and they see this extremely tall man come into the light. He says when he says extremely tall, he means extremely tall. This guy was easily 6'5" with long brown hair, a white t-shirt, and then he had like biker style boots on with chains across his heel. Now, not only is he matching their pace, he starts to cut across the street to make contact with them. Walter's friend sees him too, so they both just start running to the car. They're about 25 feet away. They slam the car door, and he says they made it into the car in the nick of time. When he says it was like the last second, he means it because he looks out, locks the doors, and the man is standing outside of his driver's side window. The man is so tall that as he's standing outside of the driver's side door, all they can see is his chest. So like imagine right here, just a chest. And then the man leans down and smiles at them through the window. Walter's friend is freaking out. She's like, drive, drive. So he puts the keys in the ignition and turns it, starts backing out. And he said what was the creepiest thing was that the smile was not a real smile. It was something sinister. And then as they started backing out of the spot, the man just walked down the street into the darkness. He said it's literally the scariest thing that's ever happened to him. The entire drive back to the hotel was completely silent. And he said he's not saying that this person is responsible absolutely for all of these accidents in the lake, but he can't shake the feeling that if they hadn't been that quick to get back to the car, something more sinister would have happened. Again, officially, all of the accidents there have been just that, accident. But this story came after I posted another story about Austin, Texas, and a lot of people in the comments were talking about this specific thing. Be careful what you say in the comments. I don't want this to get flagged, and keep sending me your spooky, scary stories. There's a link in my bio that you can hit to fill out the form.